Hello everybody, welcome back to High School Tutoring, and today we're going to be learning vectors. And vectors here are described by an arrow. So basically, a vector is an arrow. So it would be, let's say this is a vector. It would be this arrow, and they have a head or a tip, one of the two you could choose, which is this bit on the arrow, and a tail, which is the end bit. And they have a magnitude and a direction. A magnitude would be this length, or how long it is, and the direction would be what considers the angle. So like, where is it facing? Like, is it going like northeast? Is it going east? Is it going like southeast, or like etc. Where the arrow is facing. And this is just a representation of two of them like opposing each other to show the angle in between. And yeah, that's it. So what we're learning today is we're going to be learning how to add and subtract these vectors. So I'm gonna open this one, and give me a moment. There it is. So now I just want to know, do you think you guys can solve for this? So we're adding this arrow and this arrow together. They're the same length. So what do you think the answer would be? So I'm just going to give you guys a moment. And okay, I think your moment should be finished. So if we're looking at it from this standpoint, we're looking here. This arrow, if it's the same length, if these L's are equal to each other, they just cancel out. So realistically, if this was 30 and this was 30 and they're going against each other, but we're adding them, so we're putting them together, their arrows would look like this, and it wouldn't change. Obviously, if you just put this arrow on top, which I can show you now. So if I just grab this, put this on top of it, you can see they're the exact same. So realistically, if we're going right 30 and then left 30, they're going to be the exact same. So yeah, we'll just have 0 as our answer. Obviously, graphing this is going to just look like, is it going to look like too much? But yeah, that's all it is. So now let's open up the second problem. Our second problem now is adding an arrow up and an arrow right. These are the same lengths, so it's just going to be pretty simple. So let's take this arrow, for instance. Let's just move it. It's not going to be the same for this example. And then we'll have this one. So we'll have both of these arrows just like this. This is the rule. A head must be touching a tip, and a tip must be touching a head, in case that situation. Or no, a head must be touching a tail, and and another head, yeah, and they can't touch each other. So if I did this, and I just went to here, transform, flip vertically, this would be illegal. This would not be possible. This is added incorrectly. And so if we move this back, now if we want to find our answer, what we have to do is make a dotted line. So I just use dotted lines. You could do it in different colors. There's a lot of scenarios you could do for this. So this arrow, this line here, is to represent it going from here to here. Obviously, we're going up and then we're going to the right. So if this was 10, if this value was 10, and this value was 10 as well, and we wanted to get from here to here, what would our displacement be? Now, let's take it from here. This is our A value, this is our B value, and this is our hypotenuse, or our C value. So think about it, what equation has all three of these? And since we have B and A, we must have both of these because we can use them, and we have to find C. Well, A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. Look at that. That makes a lot of sense, actually. It's a Pythagorean theorem. Since we're finding our hypotenuse, we have to do this. You have to square 10 and square another 10 going to the right, and then we just gotta take the square root of whatever that is, and that would be our answer. So if we grab our calculator, which I have conveniently in front of me, we do 10 squared and then plus 10 squared. That would be 200. And then if we find the square root of 200, we would get about 14. About 14. I got 14.1. But I think 14 is just the acceptable one. So we'll just have 10 squared plus 10 squared is equal to, is equal to is equal to c squared. So yeah, we'll just have to find the square root of stuff in that. But yeah, that's how you would do the addition problem. So I will now show you subtraction. So here's our subtraction for today. It is down minus southeast, or a little bit, or somewhere like that. Let's just do south and then southeast. That would make sense. So we have a minus sign. If I could draw a circle around it. Okay, there it is. So we have a minus sign, and here's our rule. Our minus sign rule, we want to make this into an addition because we don't really know how to add these, you know? Like these, pretty simple, just put them together. There's also multiple ways you could do this. You could do side, then up, but you would still get the same hypotenuse. And for this one, yeah, it's just that way. So for this one, we actually want to flip this arrow. So to make this into a plus, we grab this arrow, we edit it, we go to transform. Well, for me, obviously. Okay, wait. Alright. So for this one, we just have to flip this. Literally just flip it. And yeah, so it would basically be in this direction instead. Obviously same length and stuff. And then that would just be, so, wait, I gotta be a little bit better with this. So, if anything has a minus sign before it, it's gonna be flipped. So we can get it to the plus, aka making this arrow going the opposite direction of what it was. And if it's positive, like this down, this down arrow, which doesn't have a negative in front of it, it just stays that way. So now we're going up left, and then plus down, or other way around. So if we did that, we could do down and then up left, like that, and that we could get our answer. But our dotted line, that works as well. On this one, there's also another route, but I'm just gonna show this. Or we could do this. We could do this way. Oh wait, no, it would be this way, and then down, and we still have our dotted line. There we go. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all we really need to know for right now. We're going to be doing actual number solving in the next episode. Like, we're going to be doing like graphing and stuff like that, or using graphs to find problems. And that's just going to make it much easier for us. And this is just the introduction, so it's not going to be too overwhelming for the time being. So yeah, that's really it. So remember, there's multiple ways you could solve these, and be careful for stuff like these where if they're opposing each other in the same length, yeah, it'll just be 0 or like just cancel each other out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, I hope this slowly gives you a better understanding of the simple basics of of vectors. Yeah, have a good one. See you guys.